The largest black hole ever found is so big it breaks our models. Here is what we know. I want you to think about the black hole at the center of our galaxy, Sagittarius, a star, 4 million times the mass of our Sun, so massive that every star in the Milky Way orbits around it. A gravitational anchor so powerful it holds together an entire galaxy of 300 billion stars. By any human standard, it is incomprehensibly large. Now I want you to forget it entirely, because there is a black hole that makes Sagittarius A star look like a rounding error, TON 618. A quasar located 10.4 billion light-years from Earth. A black hole so massive, 66 billion times the mass of our Sun, that it sits at the absolute edge of what our current models say should be physically possible. And the fact that it exists at all is something astrophysicists are still trying to fully explain. This is its story. To understand why TON 618 is extraordinary, you first need to understand how black holes are supposed to grow. The black holes at the centers of galaxies, called supermassive black holes, don't form the same way stellar black holes do. Stellar black holes form when a massive star exhausts its fuel and collapses under its own gravity, a process that produces a black hole with a mass somewhere between a few and a few hundred times that of our Sun. Supermassive black holes are different. They start from seed black holes, either collapsed massive stars or direct collapse black holes formed in the early universe, and grow over time by consuming gas, dust, and stars that venture too close, and by merging with other black holes. The growth rate is governed by what physicists call the Eddington Limit, a theoretical maximum rate at which a black hole can accrete matter. Above that rate, the radiation pressure from the infouling material becomes so intense it pushes the surrounding gas away, effectively cutting off the food supply and limiting further growth. It is a natural governor, a speed limit on black hole growth built into the physics of how matter and radiation interact. Under normal circumstances, accreting at or below the Eddington Limit, a black hole starting from a seed of a few hundred solar masses would need billions of years to reach the mass of Sagittarius A star, tens of billions to reach something approaching TON 618. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. TON 618 has a mass of 66 billion solar masses. The math doesn't immediately work, and that is precisely what makes it scientifically significant. Let me give you the actual scale of TON 618, not to overwhelm you with large numbers, but because the numbers themselves tell the story. 66 billion solar masses. Our Sun has a mass of approximately 2 times 10 to the 31st power kilograms. Multiply that by 66 billion, and you begin to approach the mass of TON 618, a number so large it has no meaningful human analogy. The Schwarzschild radius, the radius of the event horizon, the point of no return, of TON 618 is approximately 1,300 astronomical units. 1 astronomical unit is the distance from Earth to the Sun, 150 million kilometers. The event horizon of TON 618 extends 1,300 times that distance in every direction from its center. For context, the entire solar system, from the Sun to the outer edge of the Kuiper Belt, spans approximately 50 astronomical units. The event horizon of TON 618 is 26 times wider than our entire solar system. If you replaced our Sun with TON 618, its event horizon would extend far beyond every planet, every asteroid belt, every known object in the solar system. Everything, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, everything would be inside the black hole. And here is the detail that most people find hardest to process. If you were falling into TON 618, if you crossed its event horizon, you would not immediately know. The tidal forces at the event horizon of a black hole this massive are actually relatively gentle. The event horizon is so large that the difference in gravitational pull between your head and your feet would be small enough at that boundary to be imperceptible. You would cross the point of no return, and for a brief time, you would feel nothing unusual. Only later, as you fell deeper toward the singularity, would the tidal forces become fatal. You would be inside the largest known object in the universe, and you would not know it yet. Here is where TON 618 stops being just a record breaker and becomes a genuine scientific puzzle. We observe TON 618 as it existed 10.4 billion years ago. That is how long its light has taken to reach us, which means TON 618 reached its current mass when the universe was only approximately 3.4 billion years old. 3.4 billion years is not very long in cosmological terms. It is less than a quarter of the current age of the universe. For a black hole to reach 66 billion solar masses in 3.4 billion years, starting from any physically reasonable seed, it would need to have grown at rates that challenge or exceed what the Eddington Limit normally permits. Several explanations have been proposed. The first is super Eddington accretion, the idea that under certain conditions, black holes can accrete matter faster than the standard Eddington limit suggests. Some theoretical models and observational evidence from other quasars suggest this is possible, particularly in the dense gas-rich environments of the early universe. But sustaining super Eddington accretion over billions of years, consistently enough to produce something the size of TON 618, remains difficult to model convincingly. The second involves the direct collapse scenario, the idea that in the early universe, under specific conditions, massive clouds of gas could collapse directly into black holes of 10,000 to 100,000 solar masses, bypassing the stellar phase entirely. Starting from a much larger seed dramatically reduces the growth required. The third involves mergers, the possibility that TON 618 grew not just through accretion, but through repeated mergers with other large black holes in the dense early universe environment. Current models suggest the answer probably involves a combination of all three, but no single model fully and cleanly explains how TON 618 got as big as it did in the time available. It exists at the edge of what our physics predicts should be possible, and it is not alone. Several other ultramassive black holes, Holm 15A star, NGC 1277, and others, present similar challenges to standard black hole growth models. TON 618 is the most extreme, but it is part of a broader pattern that astrophysics is still working to explain. Here is something worth keeping in mind as we discuss TON 618. Everything we know about it comes from light that left it 10.4 billion years ago. We are not seeing TON 618 as it is. We are seeing it as it was, when the universe was young, dense, and full of the gas-rich environments that feed quasars. TON 618 in that era was an active quasar, its accretion disk shining with a luminosity approximately 140 trillion times that of our Sun, one of the brightest objects in the observable universe. What it looks like today, 10.4 billion years later, we cannot directly observe. The light from its current state won't reach us for another 10.4 billion years, but we can reason about it. Quasars are powered by active accretion, gas and material falling into the black hole at enormous rates. As a galaxy evolves, that gas supply eventually depletes. The quasar quiets, the black hole stops growing as rapidly. What remains is a dormant or quiet supermassive black hole sitting at the center of a galaxy, still massive, still gravitationally dominant, but no longer blazing with quasar-level luminosity. The Milky Way's own Sagittarius. A star is almost certainly a former quasar, active in the early universe, now quiet. The same is likely true of the supermassive black holes at the centers of most large galaxies we observe today. TON 618, right now in the present that we cannot yet observe, has almost certainly quieted. Its galaxy has matured. Its gas supply has thinned. Somewhere out there, 10.4 billion light-years away, a black hole 66 billion times. The mass of our Sun sits at the center of a galaxy, silent, vast, and waiting. For what? Physics doesn't tell us. Let me bring this back to something concrete. The largest structure the human mind has ever confirmed to exist in the universe, the largest single gravitational object we have ever measured, is TON 618, 66 billion solar masses. An event horizon wider than our entire solar system by a factor of 26. A gravitational influence so vast it anchors a galaxy across distances that light takes tens of thousands of years to cross. And we found it by studying light. Ancient light, photons that left their source before our Sun existed, traveling across 10.4 billion light-years of expanding space, carrying information about a phenomenon so extreme, our models strain to explain how it formed. That is what science actually is. Not certainty, but the patient, careful extraction of meaning from signals that have traveled longer than Earth has existed to reach instruments we built in the last few decades. TON 618 is not just a record, it is a question written in gravity across the early universe. And we are still working out what it is trying to tell us. I want to leave you with a thought that has stayed with me since I first understood the scale of what we are talking about. TON 618 formed in the first few billion years of the universe's existence. At that point, Earth did not exist. Our Sun did not exist. The atoms that make up every living thing on this planet had not yet been forged in. And then the universe kept going. Stars formed, galaxies settled, planets coalesced, chemistry happened, biology happened, consciousness happened, and eventually, 10.4 billion years. After the light left TON 618, something small and temporary and made of stardust built a telescope, pointed it at the sky, and found the largest thing that has ever existed. We are not large, we are not powerful, we are not permanent, but we looked up, and we found it. If TON 618 breaks our models of how black holes grow, what else in the universe is bigger than our physics predicted? Follow Hidden Cosmos, because the list is longer than you think.